Basically, this guide is gonna be about some of the moves that top players actually make, but it's not actually seen on the streams, especially when it's getting shoutcasted. It's really fast paced, so sometimes you can't actually see it properly, or even when it's being shoutcasted and the shoutcasters doesn't actually point it out. So I'll show you some of the moves that the top players make. Um, I'll do it for Thief, Engineer, and Warrior for now, for this video. Okay, the first move is the Shadow Refuge. If you're gonna Shadow Refuge and you're facing a Necro, make sure you watch for the marks. If the Necro's, if you're in the Shadow Refuge, make sure you actually dodge the marks. If the Necro is actually attacking you, do not just stand in the Shadow Refuge doing nothing. So just make sure you dodge it. This doesn't include Necros only. There are Hammer Warriors who can just stun you inside the Shadow Refuge, or any Engineer Grenades, just anything to be honest. Just need to watch for it. If you're in Shadow Refuge, you're not safe. So one other move you can make inside the Shadow Refuge is using your heal without getting out of the Shadow Refuge. I don't actually see many people do that, even top players. I don't actually see many of them do that. If you're inside a Shadow Refuge, you can still heal. It doesn't mean you will get out of Shadow Refuge. To do that, all you have to do is basically change your weapon while you're healing. So while you're dodging back, you change your weapon like this. Use your heal skill, then swap weapon, and you cancel your whole dodge. So you stay inside the Shadow Refuge and you stay in stealth. Okay, now we get to the short bow. The short bow is actually one of the most important things the thief can use, and is mainly used for the poison, to poison the downstage. If you actually see a player down and the enemy is trying to res it, use your short bow straight away and poison the target. It actually reduces heal by a lot, and it can allow your team to stomp the target. One other thing is movable. You can move with the short bow a lot, so you can actually teleport up, teleport down. There are a lot of things you can do with the short bow. And one of the things that I don't actually see many players do is if you're using the trap and someone came from the trap and he's gonna destroy it, and you want to get to middle as fast as possible because your team actually needs you in the middle straight away. Best way to do that is to port from the clock tower from that way, basically, so you can get to the middle and help your team. There are other ways, but this is the fastest ways. This is the fastest way to get inside the clock tower. If the enemy is trying to decap this point, you can port again and do the same thing and stop the decap. Okay, now to the hammer longbow. I'm gonna show a move that not many people actually do it. So basically, this is a move that most top players do to get to a point as fast as possible, especially if you're in combat. Basically, to get to the point, you want to get there as fast as possible, and by using this move, you can actually get there faster than you normally do. And to do this, basically, you can use your hammer leap to leap forward, then you swap your weapon, and by that you can do it like this. So you hammer leap, then you swap your weapon just before the skill actually hit the floor. And even if it hits the floor, it's gonna slow you down, but it's not gonna take any adrenaline from you. So the best way to actually do it is to swap your weapon just before you hit the floor. So you're basically trying to get to a point as fast as possible to decap or stop a decap. You just leap forward, swap weapon, and you get there faster than you usually do without doing this move. This can actually change the flow of the game. Like if you do that and you get to the point, to a point before it gets decapped, your team can get more points than you would have normally got without doing this move. So it's really helpful. Next thing I'm going to talk about is auto-targeting, and it's in the option. Basically, auto-targeting allow you to select a player even if you don't have it selected and you use a skill like this. It just selects it for you, but if you don't have it on, it doesn't select it for you. And if you don't have it on, there's actually a lot of benefits to that, and I'll
User
show
joined your channel.
Okay, if you're actually facing a lot of players and you're trying to disengage, all you have to do is double click the floor and you can just run away like that. It's really easy to disengage if you don't have it selected. If you have a target already, you just double click the floor and it unselect that target. You can actually do that with the lighting on the LE and a lot of other stuff. And these people really don't like me. Go away. Yeah. Okay, now to engineers. What makes an engineer really good is using the combo fills correctly. If you use your combo fills correctly, you'll be pretty good. And most of the I don't actually see many people do the stealth push. By that I mean you stealth and then you push to. I know that so the enemy can't actually see you. I'll show you. Engineers are actually one of the weakest classes in teamfights, so you would really want to push side nodes as much as possible. And if you just kept close and you want to push far, it would be really hard to walk through 4 players or 5 players in the middle. So basically, all you have to do is stealth and push to far. And to do that, you can use your combo fields. You can use this combo to get too far in stealth without the enemy actually seeing you, and that way you're actually way more useful. And I normally do that all the time. Just need to get to the side nodes as much as possible, since the engineers is one of the best classes in 1v1s. So if you decap far and the enemy comes to you, tries to kill you, you can actually beat them. And that way you actually have both side nodes. And if you go to the middle, you're not really that useful. And that's why I see many top engineers who just go to middle, be useless, and they actually lose every team fight because they have a engineer who's not that useful in team fights. As long as the engineer is on side nodes, you're actually way more useful. Basically because your skills are based on side nodes. Like if you can see these bombs, you can just use bombs on the side nodes. It just covers almost the whole node, and you can actually hit most of them. But if you actually go to the middle, you probably won't. But some maps have really small midpoints, so it can be useful in Clock Tower and Kylo. Sometimes if you're actually spamming your grenade from the top in Forest, it's not that bad, but again, engine is more useful in 1v1s, 2v2s, and in side nodes. So just use this combo field to get to the side node as much as you can. One other thing I see some mid-tier or low-tier PvP players do who are like new to PvP is if when they play engineer, they don't actually know how to use their heal turret. Basically, the heal turret is if you blast it, it's a 20 seconds recharge. But if you pick it, it's only a 15 seconds recharge. So if you're in 1v1 or 2v2, I would recommend picking the turret to get the less recharge time. If you're in a big team fight, you can blow it up to heal your teammate. It's really good for healing your teammate, especially if you have enough blast finishes. And also, you don't really have to blast it unless you have blast finishes. So there are engineers have many blast finishes. You can have the bomb, the shield. Your elite is a blast finisher as well. There's just so many blast finishes that you have, so you can actually get a lot of heals with these blast finishes. But again, unless you really unless you're in team fight, you should never blast it, to be honest. You can just pick it up, get that less recharge time. It's really useful. Unless of course you have a lot of blast finishes ready and you really want to get healed up as fast as possible in a 2v2 or 1v1. You can just use all your blast finishes on it to get as much heal as possible. But again, in 1v1 or 2v2, you should always pick it up, unless you really want to heal your teammate and when he's taking a lot of pressure. One of the most important moves that engineer do is actually stealthing your downstate teammate. If he's getting stomped, you can actually stealth him. You can use your smoke, and you can just blast it with any of your blast finishers, and you stop the stomp. But you have to make sure you tell them that you're gonna stealth them, so they don't attack. You can actually change the whole flow of a team fight if you actually stealth your teammate and stop them from getting stomped, and you can just revive them. So it's actually really important to use that, and you can actually some people don't actually do it, so if you really want to be a really good engineer, you should always look for that. If you see your teammate getting stomped, just tell them, stealth them, and stop the stomp. So one other thing you can do if you have Elixir R there at 4, if you can see it, is you can actually, if you're fast enough, you can drop the Elixir on them, and then you can still stealth them. But you have to stand on the smoke field to stealth them. So you can actually throw Elixir R to revive them while stealthing them as well. You can use 2 combo fields at the same time. But you have to make sure you use your blast finisher on the smoke field and not on the other field. So I'll show that in a real game now. Basically, you want to drop your Elixir R on them and then stealth them. So that player is dead. Want to stealth them while resing them. So look, they're stealth and they're still getting res by the Elixir. Okay, here you can see a player. Just pretend he's dead. You can drop your Elixir R on him while he's getting rezzed. You can use your spark bomb and blast it to stealth him, and then you can res him. This is really useful in team fights or in 2v2 to stop the player from getting stumped. About using your skills, the grenades, while running in front. So basically, there are 2 ways you can do that. You can use the free camera, or you can use the other camera, but you'll have to press look back. So from here you can see you can spam your grenade while you're walking. So, but the best way is to use your free camera, so you can kite the enemy and keep spamming your grenades. This is actually to stop you from backpedaling, which is really not good in SPP and 1v1 as well. You can actually do this on a Necro, like pretty much every class, to be honest. So you can just keep running, keep kiting the warriors, any of the enemy thief warrior, while you're spamming your grenade from behind. So it's really useful, especially in PvP.